Hello everyone and welcome to our third trailer reaction video for Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. I am Tony Mango, Headmaster of the Jedi Council over here at Fanboys Anonymous, and joining me on this panel will be Chris Cheng.
Hello.
Sean Walker.
What up?
Oh, I should have said Skywalker.
Oh.
Damn.
Billy.
And Brandon Ligon.
Retail.
As I mentioned, we've done two other editions of these in the past for the previous two trailers for The Force Awakens, and of course, with the third one being released this evening, well, we had to do another one, right? So since we've given some of our opinions before, we're going to keep this as light and concise as possible, but we want to fill you in on all of our opinions that we have for this trailer, whether it's increased our excitement for the movie, or if we have a bad feeling about this, and naturally, why we feel the way we do. So let's just kick things off with a simple yes or no. Did you like the trailer? Sean, I'm going to start with you.
What I saw of it, which was all of like 15 seconds.
That's what the whole thing is.
It was pretty good.
It is a short trailer. We've gotten trailers before that have been like 3.5 minutes long or something like that, and the longest one that we've gotten is that second one, I think, which was maybe roughly a minute. And this is damn short for sitting through an hour of football that I didn't want to watch to get to it. Chris, what do you think? Did you like the trailer?
I did like the trailer. It combining, if you see the first trailer, like the first teaser trailer thing, and then this, it tells a nice kind of like complete story of what the movie's kind of like building up towards. I just got more questions about like the lore, like what happened, but that we'll speculate that a little bit. But like it's good, like it got me interested to like figure that out, like to ask those questions, not just booing it.
Oh, there's so many questions. We're definitely getting into that. Brandon, what did you think? Did you like it?
I mean, I like it so far. It didn't have the traditional, like Star Wars feel. Like all the Star Wars trailers sort of kind of had that similar feel to at least all the prequel ones. This one, I thought it was almost a teaser to a trailer. That's why I was like really disappointed. Like I watched this whole Giants game I was watching it anyway, but I watched and sat through this whole thing just for a 30-second tease of something great. But we got more to it, and I was satisfying, I felt.
I think the best way that I can describe my opinion is sort of a combination of those. Like, I do agree, this was too much of a teaser for me to get like, oh my god, it's fucking amazing. But at the same time, I was like, oh my god, it's fucking amazing. Like, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna fucking.
I think what was the best part to me was nothing about the fact that they happened was just if you caught the end, you caught this like little slight piano version of the Star Wars theme right at the end. I was just like, yeah, okay, this is.
That's something I definitely want to get into right off the bat, because that's something that struck me. I mean, I was trying to take notes as this was going on, typing while I'm looking away at the other screen, but the very first note I wrote down was the music. That threw me off. I was not expecting piano music out of all stuff. This sounded more like something that should be for, like, The Dark Knight that we got, as opposed to Star Wars. I was expecting
the full original score by what's his face?
John Williams.
John Williams, yeah. It's not
like
John Williams yet. I feel like this is John Williams' intern that's taking over for like the musical act.
Maybe. I mean, he's getting up there. You never know.
Yeah.
But that's something that threw me off a little bit. It took me a couple seconds to get into the trailer to kind of go, okay, wait, this is Star Wars, because it didn't feel like Star Wars at first.
It started with like that exploration that took forever. That was nice to see. It was building the atmosphere and kind of like where it's leaving off, where it's like there was an epic something, but here's like ruins. And we don't know where is like the drop off point from Return of the Jedi. So it was cool to see like that, but it's like this is like that's a third trailer kind of cut. Why are we seeing it now?
Yeah, it's really odd. They're trying real hard to keep this like nothing to tell the audience. I mean, we know some little bits here and there, and we got some little more information when it comes to this. Rey is obviously a scavenger of some kind, and somebody who doesn't realize who the hell she actually is, but come on, she's Han and Leia's kid or something, right?
It could be Luke's kid.
I want her to be so bad, though.
Yeah, like...
I want her to be, but I just think she's just going to be just this regular, casual bystander and stuff like that. Like,
I don't need everyone to be related.
You gotta continue the Skywalker lineage, though.
Like one person, but like, you don't need to make it even weirder where it's like, oh, Kylo Ren is also a relative, and so is like,
well, we know that Finn's not.
well, Finn could, there's
never
that
know.
weird. Lando could have got some, just.
Oh, if Lando converted Leia, he is a scoundrel too.
Yeah, he won the Millennium Falcon at one point, right, and gave it back, and then something could have happened. It's been like 30 years in this storyline.
That scruffy-looking Nerf herder is getting screwed over.
Yep.
Lando's just gonna pop up in Episode 8, and he's gonna be like, "Son," and Finn's gonna be like, "What?" Dude, there's not one other black guy in this whole thing except for Mace Windu. What the hell? Gotta be related to Lando.
Actually, that'd be a cool twist where it's like this is Mace Windu's like son or brother, like somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to think like where logically it could make sense and it won't be insulting. Like
technically, they haven't said what his last name is. If it ends up being Finn Windu, that's gonna be terrible. It's Findu.
Findu, yeah.
Findu.
We had Rey say the line, somebody said, "Who are you?" And she said, "I'm no one."
Right.
Which is, an indicator that she either is just flat out lying, or she doesn't realize that she's got some kind of ties to, the most important person in the history of the fucking galaxy.
But to what degree? Where it's like, this is his niece, this is direct descendant? I don't know. Like, it's just like someone in the Skywalker family that, again, they could just insanely write like a third brother and it's just like, oh yeah, that's my kid. Like, what?
Like that line with Yoda where he's like, "There is another Skywalker."
Yeah.
And then he's just like, comes back again and goes,
everybody thought he could have meant Leia, but no, there was talking about another Skywalker.
There's another Skywalker. The one he's talking about is your sister. My sister. Oh, and your brother, Bill. Bill Skywalker.
Bill Skywalker.
See, I'm someone who... I'm not sure about you guys, but like I read and collected a lot of the like expanded universe stuff.
Yep.
So growing up with that, it's like this is kind of like this double punch of like, haha, bringing back the past and then taking it away. Like,
Well, when they first announced the cast, the first thing I thought was that Domhnall Gleeson was going to be Ben Skywalker. And when they announced that he was General Hux, I was just like, dude, no, that's wrong. I like the idea of Ben Skywalker. I don't like the twins. And I'm starting to get the impression that maybe what we're getting here, maybe Kylo Ren is the son of Han and Leia, and Rey's the daughter of Luke. And they're going to do that whole, like, sibling rivalry thing.
Which was awesome to, like, read and, like, look at. But in actuality now, it's like, if they mimic that, it's not the same. Because the fact that Kylo Ren is just kind of like this angsty guy in a mask in space, and then you get this scavenger woman who, again, if she gets like 2 hours of Jedi training and she's a super master, like this is ridiculous now.
Mm-hmm. Especially since it was like 10 years of Anakin training in Episode 2, and he still was just kind of like, I don't know what to do with two lightsabers.
Yeah. And that brings us a good point. The fact that like we know the final confrontation isn't going to be this movie. Like it's all going to be hype until the second or third, So that's another part I'm kind of like, why are they stretching this out? Even though we know, like, it's just this movie is just the setup movie.
One thing I'm really curious about is there's a line in here that Finn says, "I was raised to do one thing, but I've got nothing to fight for." Now, from what we've seen so far, it seems like what they're hinting at is he's fighting for the First Order. I think that's what they're calling them, the First Order. Yet he decides to defect and turn for the rebels. Now, if he was raised to do one thing and fight for the Empire, now he's got nothing to fight for or like that. Kind of starting to point at, like, well, who's raising him for that reason? I mean, I don't think that's necessarily, like, a tie to anybody, like, it's like Palpatine's kid or something.
The First Order.
The First Order, like, in general, kind of?
Yeah, I think that's what that is, because he's like a...
Yeah, like, I think that's what it is. I think, the First Order is going to, like... They're obviously what's taken over from the Empire. And they're going to just basically take the dregs of society in the galaxy and give them a purpose. Work towards reestablishing the great history that was the Empire. and promise these kids a future and all this stuff like the actual military does. And I think Finn is just one of those kids, and then it ends up having to be he's this great. I can't even try. Like the fact that there's he's holding a lightsaber goes against everything that I thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
Really?
that throws me off.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be the dashing rogue Han Solo character.
No. Yeah. On the cover of the poster that got released, it showed him, and I was like, did he just like pick that up? I'm like,
I'm still coming to grips with that.
Yeah, because it's like, well, then does that mean that he's just some dude who picks up the lightsaber and he happens to know what the hell to do, or is he like?
Well, I mean, it's a sword. It's still like a combat weapon, so it's not like you don't know how a sword works in the future, right?
Well, the other theory that I'm hearing online and that I kind of am starting to believe a little bit too is that maybe Finn is like some kind of a like triple agent, sort of.
Like he's a secret Jedi that joined that thing.
Yeah, like he's a Jedi that joined the First Order as a double agent, maybe got involved into it a little bit too much and then defected again back or something. Like,
see, if you ever read the story of Kyle Katarn, he was a guy he was like a son of a Jedi, which now got wiped out of like the lore, who then like joined the Empire during New Hope and then leaves after Return of the Jedi and then becomes a full-fledged Jedi like right after. So like, because he didn't realize his potential. So there's that whole thing where like, yeah, like there's like the potential for a lot of people to be Jedis. It's just like when they accept it and then they become it. So it's like, but that still doesn't give you the training thing where like he just can't realize it that day. Because it seemed like what goes on between him crashing on Tatooine and like joining up with the Rebels is like a week or less. You know what I mean?
Right,
And now he's
it
like
seems
waving
like
a
it.
sword. And I'm like, what? That's not even a costume change. That's the same outfit he wore in the beginning.
hey, you know what? They have been saying that most of what we've been seeing so far is only the first act of the movie. So maybe there's like some kind of a time jump or something. Like,
Maybe.
you know, in Empire, we see what's probably a couple weeks, if not like a couple months.
I would say that. No, I would say like a couple months between Hoth and then them getting ready and then Cloud City. Like that seems reasonable.
Yeah, because I mean, they're stranded in the asteroid field for it's got to be a day at the very least, you know.
Yeah.
But and then like Lando's putting moves on Leia and
They're in
deals
Cloud
changing
City.
all the time.
Right. So I can't tell that. And like, again, movie magic is you can't tell like the time situation, but the fact that like no one can tell like how long Luke was training with Yoda.
Yeah.
Like that's another mystery where it's like it seemed like a week maybe, just like training and then going to Cloud City.
There's some dude out there on the internet that's figured out like, well, when he goes to a star wipe, that's 5 days, and if he goes to a wipe to the left, that's 2. And
Oh my god.
I
I'd be
guarantee
surprised
it.
if it's like even nerdier people could tell. Oh well, the rotation of this star is
Oh yeah. Well, the position of Dantooine at
because
this hour
because
of the
this
day.
star is obviously this size and has to rotate at a speed of this speed. Fucking physics nerds out the ass.
So, did anyone notice about the J.J. Abrams graphics? Like, it's way darker and brighter at some points during, like, the Death Star now. Or not the Death Star, like, the Star Destroyers. Like, it just seemed way more modernized when I'm looking back to the graininess of the original, where, like, it was brightly lit. Like, you could tell where the floor was. You could tell when, like, not rails, but, like, exits were. When they show you the trailer of, like, the control room, it's super black. Like, it's super dark in there.
Maybe that's like the scene where somebody accidentally set off an EMP.
Maybe.
All the lights are out.
Yeah, I'm saying like that's just a J.J. Abrams like Star Trek thing. But I'm like, it's super dark. This is dangerous as hell for a starship to be this black. And then it's like, well, if there's emergencies, you trip.
Well, one of the things we were just talking about a few minutes ago was the potential of like, how do these people just learn how to fight if they don't know that they're Jedi and shit? But we did get a line that immediately after this, we started making jokes already. The Force is calling to you, just let it in.
Oh. The Force doesn't teach you how to fight, right? Like, it sounds super dirty.
It sounds kind of like you're the chosen one. All you got to do is believe, and you'll, you know,
And drop your pants, and then you'll, you know.
It sounds like
just-
the Force
just
is
let it
pressing
in.
her into anal.
Just let
That's
it
what
in.
sounds
Just
like.
let it
Do
in
it just
without
once, just
any
a
loop.
tip.
Like, if they
Just a
said
tip,
that near
that's
the
all.
middle, it would be okay. But the fact that's like last thing you hear before like it ends, like that doesn't feel comfortable.
I gotta say, That's actually a disappointment for me. I was hoping that the very last thing we would see would be just one shot of Luke. Just have him, like, turn around. He looks like Obi-Wan.
I think we got that. I mean, who else could it be used with R2-D2?
Oh,
yeah, but that's a scene, a shot that we've already seen before.
R2-D2.
Like, we didn't get to see his face. We didn't get to see, like, him light up a green lightsaber or something, you know?
I think the hand is all you really need, though. I mean, guy with a middle hand.
Watch for the whole first 2 acts. We don't see Luke at all. Then, like, the last act of the movie is, like, Luke's hand touching R2-D2. Then it just goes to black. Just, like, as a, like...
pissed.
Yeah, I know, but I bet you they did not film all this.
I think, like, I mean, there could have been, like, stuff that was shown in, like, the Korean version of the trailer. Like, you guys see that version? Like,
why does Korea get that?
I don't know. I'm not complaining, but the greater point is it looks like there was one of these, like, the regression CGI shots, like they did with Michael Douglas and Ant-Man and Arnold Schwarzenegger and that, where they just made Mark Hamill look younger, and like he was being led in by handcuffs by stormtroopers at some sort of base, something like that, wearing the same thing he was kind of wearing at the end of Return of the Jedi. So maybe that was a cue to clue to what he's doing. I don't know. But
I totally didn't even see this thing.
Yeah.
Nope, no me. Because I'm not a nerd like you people.
I see. No, this is ever since Disney bought Star Wars, and there was an announcement that this has been pretty much been building up to this moment where there's actually, stuff that we can know about, and picking up reading any little morsel of internet and interpreting it as you will. There's actually a really great fan theory that was on IO9, where it got into this whole deeper commentary that Kylo Ren is basically a Darth Vader fanboy trying to collect material to get enough genetic material so he could clone and bring back Darth Vader. And then that goes to a larger theory that's a metaphor for J.J. Abrams trying to take on the Star Wars universe.
But he already did.
This guy could explain it a lot better than I am. It's on IO9. Just Google.
Well, they do have a part in this trailer where Kylo Ren says, "I'm going to finish what you started," to the Darth Vader helmet. Like, I mean, it's starting to look like he's a Darth Vader fanboy, for sure. I wouldn't put too much.
It's like this last poor Yorick moment where he's just like talking to the helmet of Vader, like that's his motivation. It's like a religious.
Yeah. Like instead of having a cross with Jesus nailed up on it, he's just got Vader's helmet. He's just kind of like, dude, what happened, bro? Like,
heaven!
Isn't it rumored that Hayden Christensen is supposed to be in this as well?
I've been hearing some rumors about that, but I'm also hearing that it might be total bullshit.
I think that just Hayden Christensen starting it so he can get some work.
So, what would you guys say? I'm going to go around here, ask everybody one by one. What would you say is your favorite shot of the trailer, or favorite line, or anything like that, Sean?
My favorite shot of the trailer was when the dude held the blue lightsaber.
The shot of him and Kylo Ren in the ashy kind of forest.
Yeah, I'm a mark for the blue lightsaber. Blue lightsabers are the fucking one.
I'm right. Chang, what about you? What's your favorite moment?
Mine's Kylo Ren and his weird emo posse hanging out in the rain.
Oh, dude, you got same one as mine. That rain shot was fucking sweet.
It's awesome. You don't see so much lightsaber battles in the rain, so it's like that's kind of cool when you see it.
I really hope they do some kind of an effect where like the rain hitting that kind of
sizzles it.
Like, yeah, that'd be.
They did it very slightly in episode 2, but like not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why they ditched the lightsaber in that scene. They're just like, nope, too much money's going to this effect.
Plus, Obi-Wan could have just killed the shit out of Jango Fett.
Yeah, he could have.
Fuck Jango. And stupid ass helmets clunking into the shit. Brandon, what about you? What was your favorite moment from this little trailer teaser that we got?
I have to go to the whole Abrams fashion. The shot of what I'm assuming is Kylo Ren on the bridge of a Star Destroyer and just lens flare.
I hope he get at least one shot in like a space battle.
I think that was it.
That's
I think that was it. Like
him.
I think he knows. I think J.J. Abrams is conscious enough that that's what people expect from him, and he's going to give it at least once.
Mm-hmm. Just a little wink.
Yeah.
Just one shot, just filled with them, and everybody just kind of goes like, "Dude, what the hell?" That he just kind of.
That's what it is. I mean, you could hardly. I literally have it on my screen right now, and you can literally just see, just his outline, and then like they're obviously in front of like a sun or something like that, and just lens flare. All the lens flare.
So are there any sketchy moments for everybody that they thought, like, what the fuck?
I kind of don't like the fact that
I'm good.
what's his face, the black guy, he kind of like wanders into that like the rebel base. Like he looks so lost.
And then Poe just taps him on the back like, dude, turn around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
I'm just like, what scene? How did he get here? Why is this happening to him?
All my life I've been following this map, and now I have nowhere to go.
I am confused about that old guy that Kylo Ren put his hands on the face of.
Yeah, that's another scene. I totally forgot about that. In the first 10 seconds, sorry, when he's like force touching someone's face.
Yep, that was confusing. I was like, who the fuck is this dude?
Like if they just could have gave us some old like secondary character, so it's like, oh, he's like investigating something, but no, here's like some random guy like being touched. That again, I probably was later in the acts, like way later when we understood who that guy is.
Was that an old guy? I thought that it was Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Oscar Isaac. It looks definitely has the long black hair and the face.
Yeah, all right, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he's like getting tortured or something, so he looks like really strained, and you can see like the veins around his like forehead and stuff. Not an old guy.
Yeah.
I think he's like 30.
Not an old guy.
Well,
Definitely.
he's had a hard life, all right.
Well, I mean, what else you gotta get when your name's Poe Dameron?
Technically, is the man in the movie. I think, because I think everybody else in the movie, I mean, apart from Han and Leia, obviously, he is of the three main new characters. He is the old man.
Yeah, technically. Finn's like, the guy who plays Finn's like 20 something or whatever, and Daisy Ridley I think is like 18 or some shit.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, where's the shot of her in that stupid vehicle she was on? Like Van's vacuum cleaner.
The giant air conditioner speeder.
Yeah, that thing.
I gotta say, another one of my favorite shots is, there's just one shot kind of towards the end here. I'm double checking around like what time frame it would be or whatever. Alright, it's like 150. It looks like it's maybe Hoth, and there's just a whole shit ton of TIE fighters. And just a couple of X-Wings, kind of like in like a face-off. And it really makes you think like, God damn, these look so much better than like, even the prequels. This movie just looks beautiful. It's ridiculous.
The franchise is in good hands. That's all I'm going to say. Finally, that's, like I said, it's the one thing, the positive thing that's going to come out of Disney's ownership of Lucasfilm is we're going to have somebody else playing in the sandbox that is Star Wars. And finally somebody, a creative visionary like J.J. Abrams.
Jar Jar is the key to everything.
It's key, man. It's the key. Jar Jar Abrams.
So, final thoughts here. Sean, does this make you more excited or less excited to see Star Wars?
I'd say about the same.
Is that good or bad?
Well, I was going to go see it in midnight launch and then tweet everybody on Facebook, everybody on Snapchat, everybody and going, oh my god,
yeah,
Kylo Ren is Luke Skywalker's son.
First of all, I hate you because you live in the UK and you get it a day before we do. So.
Oh, you're definitely not going to do it.
I'm going to see because I know you're going to do that. I will actively avoid social media for an entire day. It will not be that big of a deal.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to block you that week.
Yep, I'll just be on PlayStation. You won't be able to hit me up.
I'll tweet one thing true and one thing false, and you won't know which is which.
Don't even pay attention to you until I go see it. I will go radio silence until I see that movie.
Brandon, what are your final thoughts? Excited more so than normal?
61 days, man. 61 days. That's all I'm saying. Counting down.
Man, I wish I could fucking buy a ticket, but AMC wouldn't let me buy one. I spent an hour on there trying to get tickets, and their server kept crashing. Bastards.
I'm lucky I live in an area that's not doing a pre-sale for some reason, or they just weren't listed.
Huh.
But, yeah.
I'm going to be trying my hardest to pick up some IMAX tickets on Wednesday when that goes. So everybody listening to this, don't buy any IMAX tickets for the ones I want to go to. I want to go see this movie. Chang, final thoughts?
I'm excited for it. It just like I just need more context. Like even though episode 1 had a really weird trailer, it had all the highlights to make you kind of go like, oh, like this is Star Wars, and here like all these like kind of a theme from the first 3. You know, like here's some Jedis, here's some mystery, here's some what are like troopers. Here it's like it's all mishmash. So it's like it's trying something different, you know. So it's like I don't know how to feel about it exactly, but I still want to see it. I think that they wanted that, they got that from me.
I wonder how far they could have gotten away with if they just didn't show anything. If it was just, you know, here's Star Wars, go see the movie. I mean, this is like the only movie that I think that they could have gotten away with doing that. They can't do that with like Batman v Superman or you know, the new Hunger Games movie or whatever. But
I think other than probably the Marvel franchise, because it's a Disney-owned property, this is the only movie franchise that would probably warrant a special treatment on Monday Night Football, which is the primetime gold standard of television in football.
Well, I don't think they're going to be doing this anymore because those people looked pissed that they had to keep promoting it.
Oh, it like pained them. It pained them.
Not pissed, but you could clearly tell that, you know, Tirico and Gruden are obviously reading off a script. You know, they're not really Star Wars fans. I kept calling it the special debut. I'm just like, just call it a trailer. Just call it a trailer. You know what a movie trailer is, Mike Tirico. I'm pretty sure you know that. Just...
We reach a point where it's like, all right, guys, this is what you nerds are waiting for.
They said this episode of... Yeah. They said this the episode was going to be Star Wars themed with, you know, references, and I haven't really seen very much of that.
I didn't catch any of them.
Nope, not a one. Not even in very much presentation, just hints that it was coming.
And then it's just like, there you go, there's your trailer, you fucking nerds. Now shut off the channel because we know you're watching it for this reason, and then we'll go back to football.
Yeah, that's exactly like the you can see the look of relief.
Football anyway, because...
Alrighty, well that's going to do us in for this trailer reaction video. Make sure you tell us what your first impressions were in the comments below, and make sure to follow Fanboys Anonymous on Twitter at FanboysAnon, as well as on Facebook.com/FanboysAnonymous. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Stitcher, please subscribe to us on YouTube.com/FanboysAnonymous and help our channel grow by liking this video, along with sharing and favoriting it and all that other kind of nonsense. If you're not on the YouTube side of things and you want to help us out on iTunes and Stitcher, then leave us a rating on there, spread the word on those platforms. And of course, stay tuned to fanboysanonymous.com for more things coming to you from a galaxy far, far away. Thank you all for listening. I'm Tony Mango for Chris Chang, Sean Walker, and Brandon Ligon. May the Force be with you.